Welcome back, trainers. So we have quite a long video here, so sit back, relax, and like usual, grab a snack, and let's go ahead and take a look at these. Now, these are going to be my first battles in rank 9, and I'm going to say I did pretty okay, but we're going to see quite a few mistakes, and that's all right. We're going to be learning from these mistakes, right? And like usual, I'll be putting the moves as well as the IVs on the side here, so you can take a look. I am currently using a specific Hypno, and I will be switching it out. You'll be easily able to tell because it's going to be shiny, and then the other one is going to be the regular one. I decided to switch that Hypno because it just better suited the situations that I currently found myself running into today. Having this specific moveset was going to help me out a little bit better on this Hypno here. I also had something very interesting happen to me in which I was able to actually do 6 sets instead of 5, so 30 battles. And I asked you guys on Twitter, have you encountered this? And a few of you have said yes, while some of you said I was only able to do 5. So not sure if it was a glitch. And honestly, I feel like Niantic, if you're listening, please do us a solid and let us complete more battles in the Go Battle League. I mean, you are doing things, taking measures that are helping us, which we greatly appreciate. The Pokeballs, the free to continue on into the Go Battle League, but having us able to do more battles would just be fantastic. And I understand a lot of you are getting lag, in which I was getting a lot of lag as well today too. You have to understand that tons of people are using their internet right now, so it's kind of being clogged up by all of that usage, so that could be an issue as well. Yes, we already know that the Go Battle League is not the most stable, but this is just throwing it off the rails, unfortunately, for a lot of these battles. So if you're experiencing lag, maybe hold off to a specific time and try later, so you can potentially have, you know, better odds up against the lag itself, which is the hardest opponent there is. So we're going to be losing this match because, yet again, I didn't go for the play rough, trying to potentially bait out the shield, and that's quite unfortunate. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the full commentary. We have a Venusaur on the other end, and we're starting with the Mawile for every one of these battles, folks. And this is a good lead. We are going to be shielding that up because it's still going to be doing a good amount of damage. Now, I am going to be running this shiny currently with Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball. So this is going to be a winning scenario depending upon what I shield up. They did get a play rough through, which is going to be doing a good amount of damage. They decide to use their first shield there, and we're going to be able to get to the Thunder Punch before they can get to the play rough. If they do have Ice Beam, they will be able to get to that a little bit faster than the play rough to spam me, but probably running play rough and Hydro Pump, or it's Ice Beam. I'm stand corrected right as I say it. So we get to a Thunder Punch, and they actually switch into Venusaur. Very nice. And we're going to be going back into our Mawile. We ran into a bunch of lag, unfortunately not letting us, but we were actually able to feint down the Venusaur. So I guess it works out. And now we have energy for a Thunder Punch. The lag, it was so skippy. A lot of times when I tried to switch or get off a charge move, it wasn't letting me and costing me a few battles here. So this is not a good situation. So we're going to go ahead and get off that play rough. There's no more shields, but we still have a full health Azumarill. So, I mean, it's not as bad as I just mentioned, but we're looking pretty good. We're just going to go for that Ice Beam because it is so low. There's no more shields, and that's going to be taking it out, and we'll be able to take the win there. So this is, like I said in the beginning, going to be quite a long video because we did have extra sets, and I just wanted to show you how it looks in rank 9. So we're just going to push on here. They did start off with a Cast Form Sunny. We did make a switch into Hypno, and they're going into Skarmory, which is great for us because we do have Thunder Punch. Really liking the set on Hypno. The Shadow Ball is useful in some cases when you need to hit things a little bit harder, potentially a Registeel. But then Focus Blast could come in use there as well. But then Shadow Ball is also going to be good going up against, say, a Alolan Marowak. So we're getting that Thunder Punch through, deciding to use my shield here. And preserving energy, potentially trying to switch. I'm not too sure. Maybe I was waiting for them to switch. But then we get off another Thunder Punch, which is going to definitely take them out. And they're going to be going and using their energy right away, which I like. That's really good. So they can't farm us, or they didn't gain more energy. We're going to be switching into our Azumarill, and then immediately switching into our Mawile when they go into their Lapras here. So I want you to take a look at what I do here. Now, this wasn't lag. I intentionally stopped attacking because I needed to go in with my Azumarill, farm a little bit, and make sure that the Sunny Cast form couldn't farm my Mawile, so that they can potentially get to a Solar Beam if they do have that. So at this point, I stop attacking. That's not lag. I did that on purpose. so the Lapras can take me out, and I can go in here with my Azumarill, farm a little bit, and then get to Hydro Pump, because if I was to get hit by Solar Beam, that's game over. But they do decide to expend their energy here, which is great, and we're going to be able to finish them off with a Hydro Pump. So pretty nice there. When I stopped attacking, those kind of things are rare, but they definitely can help you out. So we have a great lead. We love those Registeel leads. Receiving a little bit of lag. They're switching into Azumarill. I was trying to switch. The lag's not letting me, and I'm finally able to switch. At this point, they've gained so much energy. I'm thinking maybe I play rough. It's a Hydro Pump. They were able to gain that much energy thanks to the lag not letting me able to switch in. Hypno taking a bunch of damage here, so yeah. And we're, of course, going to go for another Thunder Punch. And we take them out. They decide to not shield it up. We're pretty low health. We don't really have much energy here. And then they go in with the Umbreon. So we're just going to do as much Thunder Punch damage as physically possible. That's okay. We can let them farm us down. We have an Azumarill. And we have a Mawile in the back which resist it. So we're going to go ahead and go with Azumarill, waiting for a potential switch here. We're not going to be shielding this up. And getting ready for a switch, they decide to continue on here. More than likely another last resort, of course. And now they're starting to accumulate a lot of damage onto my Azumarill here. We're going to be going for Ice Beam. We get their first shield here. We're still holding on to 2 personally. I know my Mawile is going to be able to handle this, as well as the Pokemon in the back. So we're just going to prepare ourselves here. Letting this go through as well. I do believe I make the switch here while it's low enough, but they switch into the Registeel, which is perfectly fine. We still have 2 shields. And we know exactly how this works up. And by the time we vamp up that Fire Fang, doing so many power-up punches up against the Registeel and shielding up whatever they dish out to us, it's going to be doing so much damage. We'll be able to take the win with the Mawile here. So down it goes. We still have a shield left, so do they. But it's too late at this point. The Fire Fangs are going to be able to take them out. And there it is. Good games. Mawile, best buddy. Absolutely love it. We're going to get to rank 10. No Registeel and Mawile all the way, folks. So we're met with a horrible lead. This is not good. We're going to be switching into Hypno, and they're switching into Azumarill, which, you know what it is. Thunder Punch. Let's go. We love this situation here. So having Ice Punch and Thunder Punch is going to give me coverage against the Azumarill, as well as the Altarias, or potentially even Tropius, but more so for the Altaria with the Thunder Punch, or should I say the Ice Punch. So having those 2 combinations is great, making Hypno a very nice safe switch option, as well as its tankiness on top of that. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Punch here. And we take out the Azumarill. In comes the Whiscash. And I'm happy they used their energy here. This is great. So we're going to go ahead and go with our Azumarill. And potentially waiting for a switch here. Let's see if they go for that. And they're continuing on. So we're going to be able to win this situation here. And I'm just hoping that they have something weak to fire in the back, or at least Mawile, and it is a Altaria. And we do go ahead and make a switch here. Now, here's the question, folks. Should I go for the Play Rough, or should I go for Power Punch? I'm going for Power Punch because it seems like every time I go for the Power Punch, trying to bait them, they just let it go through. So we got that through. Let's go. Now this can go down. Mawile did its job, and we're not using that shield. We're going to go back in here with the Azumarill and just do as much damage as possible here. That's getting through. They didn't want to shield it up. We're going to be shielding this up because at this point, I'm basically going to just have to bubble it down. They still have a shield left, so we're just going to bubble it down. I think I go for an Ice Beam, or do I just go bubble all the way? Yeah, because they have a shield, but by the time we get to another Ice Beam, yeah, it's not going to work, so we're just going to go all the way. We completed our first set there with quite a few wins, looking great. And let's go ahead and see how much I do rank up here. Barely anything. Alright, this is going to be a grind to rank 10, folks. Nothing like the preseason here, but I'm having fun. So we're met with a Registeel, another great lead. I love this. I just wish I can run into Registeel in the lead every time. And they're making a switch into the Altaria. You know, I made a mistake. I was thinking I had the Ice Punch already, or I should have went with my Azumarill, honestly. Yeah, definitely should have went with my Azumarill. And now you see why I did switch up this Hypno for the Ice Punch. So now what we're going to do is let our Hypno go down because there's nothing it can really do for us at this point. Then go ahead and go in here with our Azumarill. And we're going to take this Sky Attack here. And they've already expended a shield, so let's see if they decide to use their last one here. Then we're going to be open for hard-hitting moves. They decide to keep it, and they do enter in with the Registeel. I think I do shield this up. I want to get off a Hydro Pump. Or switch into Mawile. And they have a Blastoise in the back, so I was thinking I need to land this play rough. I have to. And we land it. Alright, folks, this is getting pretty close here, so I'm definitely going to have to... I think I shield this up because I know I'll be able to finish off the Blastoise with the Mawile. And now I have enough energy to just hit the power-up punches and just dig into that Registeel as much as possible. And like I said, look at that. It's extremely low, so the Azumarill is going to be able to go in here and finish it off with the Ice Beam. And of course they're going to use their last shield, but we finished off with Bubbles. So that Ice Beam was unnecessary, but I don't know, just did it anyways. So we have a great lead with a Skarmory, folks. Now, oh man, this is incredible. Watch, this is the quickest battle I've ever had, other than people quitting immediately. So they do have the Skarmory in the front, then the Shiftry here. And I was thinking, oh, we are not switching. Mawile is going to eat this team alive. I think I know what this is. A lot of you have been requesting I use it from another YouTuber, but it's a good team. I want to run Mawile and this team that I prefer here. And I like making my own team combos. So they're going back in with the Skarmory. They have a Meganium and the Fire Fang's so vamped up. It's really good night, sleep tight. Mawile taking care of everybody. So, wow. Yeah, Mawile. Let's go. Oh, man, that was incredible. So, nice. All right, moving on to the next one. We're met with a Toxicroak. This is not good. We're going to go ahead and go with our Azumarill here. Yes, they have Sludge Bomb, but let's just tank it. They go for the bait there, which is great. They use that energy. And I go for the Hydro Pump. They do switch into that Probopass, and they shield it up. Now, that's not great because more than likely they're going to have Thunderbolt. And I think I'll let this go. But unfortunately, they're going to be able to farm us some here, and that's not great. So we're going to go back in here with Mawile because we do have Power Punch. It's going to be extremely effective against the Steel and Rock type that the Probopass is. And the Fire Fang is not doing horrible damage either. So we get that Power Punch. That's the first one, and it does a lot of damage. Potentially thinking of a switch here, but I decided to continue on. Shielding this up, and we're going to be able to take them down. We have energy on that Mawile. We're going to be switching into Hypno, doing a good amount of damage to the Toxicroak there before it does switch out. So it's almost done. A couple of Fire Fangs from Mawile, and we get that Thunder Punch through. The only problem at this point is we have no more shields. And they hit us with a Hydro Pump. This isn't great, so they're going to be able to potentially shield this up. Let's see how this works out here. They do, which is, I think, the right play. And they expend their energy here, which made me very happy. And so we're going to go ahead and go in here with the Mawile. And let's see, folks, can we take the win here? This is going to be very close. Toxicroak, I think, has enough energy to get off a Mud Bomb. And yes, it does. Unfortunately, it's going to take us out here. Super effective damage. Good game. That was a good one there. All right, moving on to the next one. We're met with an Azumarill. Yet again, not a great lead. Let's see if we're still going with the Shiny. Yes, we still have the Shiny on the team. Haven't quite made the transition yet. And I do go into my Azumarill. They gain energy and then go ahead and go into their Meganium. And we're not going to shield this up whatsoever. Let's see if we can get to another Ice Beam. We should be able to. They let that first one go through, expecting a potential shield out of this one, because I think that they would want to win the lead situation. And they do. So they did expend a shield. We still have two here. We have to think about the Azumarill. So we do go ahead and go in with the Mawile. We're going to be shielding this up. And then getting ready for the Azumarill, but it's a Medicham. So if we hit play rough, this is it. We need to hit the play rough here and land it. Otherwise, we're going to be looking absolutely horrible. They shielded up. So good call on their end. Switching into Hypno, which has a super effective move at this point, but they're going to be switching into their Azumarill here. Now, we're not in a horrible situation. We are. Actually, since we took that Hydro Pump, now we're in a horrible situation. So we're extremely low. We have a Medicham in the back. The only way we can pull this up is if we have energy after taking out this Azumarill to get off a Shadow Ball, but that's not the case. If we wait that long, they're either going to feint us down with Bubble or hit us with another Ice Beam. So I decided to just go for the Thunder Punch, knowing full well that I'm going to lose as soon as this Medicham does enter. And I completely forgot that I had a Mawile. I like put the phone down like, and I realized, oh my gosh, I still have Mawile, but it's still a loss. Potentially could have switched and done some sort of trick there, but highly doubt it. Anyways, moving on to the next one, we're met with a Lanturn, not a good lead for us. We're going to be making a switch still using that shiny Hypno, and they're going to be going into the Registeel. Now, this is obviously a case where having either Focus Blast or Fire Punch would be great. I do have a Psyshock Legacy Hypno, and I should probably test that out some more. It's really good. Doesn't take much energy to get out that Psyshock, doing great damage, neutral to a lot of things like Altaria and Azumarill that are quite frequently seen, and then having coverage with potentially Fire Punch or Focus Blast on it would be great as well. So they take us down. We're going to be going in here with Mawile, and what we want to do is vamp up enough energy. So here we go with the Medicham again. So I saved it, I swapped it. We have enough energy to get off a Play Rough on that Mawile. So we have to think about that. We have 2 shields still, and we're going up against a Medicham with an Azumarill. So this is a great situation for us. They hit us with Psychic, though. That's a little bit unfortunate for us because it is going to be neutral, doing quite a bit. They do let that Ice Beam get through. And I'm going to let this go through, thinking it's going to be a... Yeah, it's an Ice Punch, so good call on letting it go through. We have energy for whatever they do bring in. We're going to go ahead and go for the Hydro Pump. Yes, it's resisted on the Lanturn, but we just want to do as much damage as possible. And now we're going to be going for Power Punch to potentially bait a shield here. Wait, do they even have any shields? So we're going to shield this up. All right, they have 1 shield left. So we're going to be going for the Power-Up Punch. I swear, I forgot how this one plays out. So we have 1 more shield, okay. And we're going to go... Okay, the Registeel goes down. In comes the Lanturn. Now we win with a Power-Up Punch and Fire Fang. Okay, nice. Very good. All right, so getting very little points there. And yeah, we won 3 of those matches out of the 5, so not bad. If you want to gain points, you're going to have to win 3. If you win anything less, you're going to lose points. Even at 3, though, you're not going to be gaining much at all. Somewhere around 10 or 9 points-ish. So they did make the switch into their Registeel after we made our switch into the Azumarill here. So let's see how this plays out. We're going to let this go through and potentially try to get to another Hydro Pump. We're also going to be letting this go through because we can take that. If we had Play Rough or Ice Beam on the same Azumarill here, we would be looking pretty bad. But since we do have the coverage here, potentially could have went for an Ice Beam bait and then got off another Ice Beam there. Made it to an Ice Beam, but unfortunately not able to get it off, so kind of a waste there. So we're going to be going to Hypno. Shielding this up, it's a Focus Blast. Ouch, that was a waste of a shield. Yikes, should have let that go through. In comes the Altaria, in another situation in which having Ice Punch would have been super beneficial. There's really been no situations where I had Shadow Ball and I was like, thank goodness. There was one case yesterday when I uploaded, actually going up against a defense form Deoxys. I actually was able to land a Shadow Ball on it, which helped me out. But that's 1 battle out of like 50. So, yeah. Shadow Ball's not horrible, but I feel like Ice Punch is going to be more flexible for this team, specifically as a safe swap type deal. So they're going back in with the Azumarill here. We're going to be shielding this Play Rough up. Not very effective, but we still have to preserve it because this is all we have left. Not looking good. They have a shield. If we don't get this through, yep, it's game. And I back out. Rage quit. Raged. No, yeah, just a little annoyed at myself for misplaying. All right, so we're met with an Azumarill, not great. A lot of Azumarill leads today. They're going into Toxicroak, which is perfectly fine here. Sludge Bomb is going to devastate the Azumarill, but they're going to have to kind of shield this up, otherwise they're going to be getting dangerously low with their Toxicroak. So it's a Sludge Bomb, and we're going to be able to get to another Ice Beam here. Let's see if they decide to go with 2 shields. And they do, which is also a plus for us, seeing that we do have Hypno and 2 shields on our end. We're going to be able to farm this thing. Because it's just, it can't, Fighting and Toxic are both weak to Psychic. With Confusion, just a hard-hitting Psychic move, so it's out of there. No more shields, so let's see what we can do. Another situation with Ice Punch. Would have been absolutely great here, but we're going to be going for Thunder Punch. And I make a crucial mistake. I switch. Don't think that I needed to do that. Yeah, that was not good. And letting that go through was devastating, folks. I was in a winning situation, and I turned it from great to bad because of that one decision to switch there. Unfortunately, we're going to have to be shielding this up. We're extremely low at this point. They did get us good with that Hydro Pump, and now we're not. Let's see if we can pull ourselves out of this here. In comes the Altaria, has Sky Attack, and this is going to take us out. Good games. So went from a winning scenario to a losing one because of a bad switch. Oh, that's unfortunate. Next battle, we're met with an Altaria. Great for us. They're switching into Whiscash. Where's my superior when I need it? But that's alright. We're going to go ahead and go with the Azumarill. Good old safe swap here. Yeah. Taking these Mud Bombs. We're just going to go for... I think we're going to build up to a Hydro Pump and then go Ice Beam to potentially make them think we're going for a Hydro Pump. They shielded up. Alright, that's fine. And I think I decided to use a shield here. Yep. Want to preserve that health a little bit more because those Mud Bombs start really chipping away at Azumarill because it is so spammy on Whiscash. They're switching into Ludicolo. I kind of was thrown off for just a minute, like, whoa, okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and go Mawile here. Now we need to get off this play rough. They did decide to use both shields, so this is going to be getting through. Great. They have a Whiscash, and we're going to let this go down. Alright, so now we can farm this thing good. We have a shield, we can let this go through. We know they're not getting to a blizzard right now, right? And like I said, just going to farm it down so we have enough to take out whatever is left. Because they're just mud bombing us here at this point. We have a shield, so we can protect the Hypno. In comes Altaria, and we're using the Hypno with Ice Punch. Do you see how much of a difference this is? I'm so happy I switched. I didn't even have to use that shield there, and we're able to take it out with that massively effective Ice Punch. Hypno, love it. We're met with a Registeel. This is great. We just have to be kind of weary of a Power Punch. They're switching into Whiscash. We're going to go ahead and go with our Azumarill here. So since we are running the Ice and Thunder Punch Hypno, we want to kind of preserve that one for an Altaria or a Skarmory, potentially. So we do just go ahead and go with the Azumarill at this point because we have other Pokemon that can cover the Altaria like the Mawile and as well as Hypno. So we're going to go ahead and let that go through again. And let's see if they decide to use their first shield here. And they do. And what we want to do is potentially farm down. So we're going to shield here, but something happens. No lag or nothing like that. So they had another one ready to go. So I was like, oh man, do I want to commit to 2 shields here? I guess so. And we're able to get to another Ice Beam. Let's see if they decide to commit to their last shield as well. And they do. They definitely want to win this outcome here. They are hanging on by 1 HP. They get the Mud Bomb off. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and go in here with the Mawile. Not having to worry about any super effective damage because just 1 Fire Fang. In comes the Altaria here. Now, they have no more shields. I could have built up to a play rough. That was my bad here. So what I do is switch into Hypno. And there you have the Melmetal in the back, right? So we're going to go for Ice Punch to hit it, but unfortunately they switch right at the perfect time, absorbing not very effective damage with the Melmetal. And we're just going to go for the Thunder Punch now. Rock Slide doing a good amount of damage. And they have another one. We had a Thunder Punch, unfortunately, but what we can do here, watch this. Going with the Mawile, go for the Power Punch. We know they expended their energy, right? On the Altaria. And we should be able to survive this and be able to get off a play rough. And are we able to, folks? Can we? Oh my gosh, that was so close. We were able to take that Altaria out with the play rough on the Mawile. Let's go. So again, we were able to win 3 out of the 5 battles, which isn't the best, but at least we're going positive at this point and gaining points up instead of down. All right, so on to our next opponent who does have the new pose, who's not even rank 10 yet. All right. So we are going to have a bad lead. We switch into Azumarill here, and they're going to be going into Venusaur. This is not horrible. I don't mind this because we're going to be able to burn a shield there. Well, they burn a shield, and I decide to just let it go. I feel like they farmed us extra there, so not looking great. I can go either Hypno or Mawile. It really depends. You have to kind of have an idea of what they have in the back here, what I wanted to enter in with. So we're going to go with the Mawile. I'm telling you guys, having it at Best Buddy has, you could tell, it is doing that much more damage. It is so nice. Shadow Mawile, Best Buddy, incredible. So they're going in with the Azumarill, and they're going to be making a switch into Sableye. So at this moment, I realized I messed up. All right, it's not so much that I messed up, but it was like, oh, well, they have a Sableye in the back. And I'm probably not going to win. So we let it go down. There's no point in wasting a shield. I'm just going to go back in here with the Mawile and do as much as I can to see if I can salvage this. But they still have a shield and an Azumarill in the back with a ton of health. So I know it's over for me, but I'm just going to play it out anyways. Potentially thinking I can get some play rough magically and take them out if they don't decide to shield. And down I go, and they take the win there. Alright, moving it into the next battle, we have a Registeel in the beginning. Going to get ready for a switch immediately, and they go into Haunter. We're going to be switching into our Hypno. We're going to let this go through. It's definitely Shadow Punch. That was way too soon. Great. And we take it down with not even seeing any confusion animation. The thing about Hypno with Thunder and Ice Punch, going up against a Registeel, you're not going to look too great. Alright? You're going to be able to chip away with Thunder Punch, as well as the confusions, but it's neutral. As you can see, this guy is totally farming extra here because he knows he's got leniency. Of course, we're going to let it go down. We know that has energy, so we're going to have to expend a shield here. So definitely using a shield, and I think they back out. Yeah, they give up at this point. The Shadow Mawile. Nobody wants a piece. Let's go to the next match. Another Steven Stone pose. And we're met with a Skarmory. I love it. And then they're going into Swampert. So we're going to be switching into Azumarill. Potentially have to look out for Sludge Wave. Super effective. Tons of damage. They were trying to bait us with a Hydro Cannon. And we did not give in to using a shield. And we're just going to keep going Ice Beam. And we get a shield out of them. Feeling like this guy is going to try to bait me again. So I let it go through. In which they were. So great call. And we're able to get to another Ice Beam here. Let's see if they decide to commit their last shield. They let it go through, and we take out the Swampert. That is a big win for us. They go in with the Skarmory here, and could have potentially shielded this up, but I know I have the Mawile in the back, so we're just going to go Mawile. And I know they're going to switch immediately, so I'm going to get ready too, and they do. And then they go into Alolan Raichu, so I decide to stay in here because we have the Hypno with Thunder Punch. So long as the Mawile handles this Raichu, the Hypno is going to be able to go in there with at least one shield and take care of the Skarmory with the super effective Thunder Punch. So we're able to take it down with the Mawile. We're doing a ton of damage with Fire Fang. Great. Hypno is at full health, nice and healthy here. And we're going to be shielding this up, although we don't... Well, actually, yeah, we do need to because they still have one shield left. So I'm going to get to that Thunder Punch. Hypno wins in this situation, even full health. The Skarmory, same shield situations. Hypno is just so amazing with that bulkiness. And then they get off their Sky Attack. They use that shield. And this is going to basically seal the win here. And there you go. Moving on to our next opponent. And they're starting off with Skarmory. Ah, yeah. Love it. Let's go. So let's see if this is going to be one of those teams that's going to be completely weak to my Mawile here. Yep. It is. Well, we don't know 100%, but... I love this situation. So it's going to be a little bit different than the one that we've seen the other Mawile suite. That was just complete and utter annihilation. They did go for a Sky Attack, which burned my shield. And I do decide to use a shield here too because I knew it was this team. And there's the Meganium revealed. Everything's weak to my Mawile's Fire Fang. We're just going to do as much damage as possible. I expended my shields because I knew what I was going to be able to do here. Because I do have the Azumarill, I'm just going to use this as a meat shield. Sacrificial swap. Go ahead and absorb all of that damage. At the same time, getting off an Ice Beam. Let's see if they decide to shield this. And they do. We also have Hypno, and that Meganium is so low, there's nothing it can do. Even if we go in here with Hypno, there's nothing. Earthquake doesn't even take us down half. I think you should have went with Frenzy Plant, honestly. Potentially expecting my Mawile, though. So we're going to go for a Thunder Punch, and this is game. Alrighty. Very nice. And we won 3 out of that set as well. Just like 3, 3, 3. The first one we won 4. We could have potentially won 5. But I did a horrible switch, unfortunately. But there's always that would have, could have, should have stuff, right? Right. Anybody can do anything if they change the past. So moving on to the next, we are facing a rank 8. So they're starting it off with a Raichu here. Expecting a Brick Break, so I'm going to get ready for a switch into Hypno to absorb all of that damage. It's not going to do anything. Look at that. Nice. And if they go into something that's weak to Thunder or Ice, will be looking great, but it's a Clefable. Okay. Those Charm users are deadly. They decide to use their first shield here. And now they're going to be using their charge move. I decide to let this go. Very questionable. Maybe I should have shielded that and went for a Thunder Punch, but hey, it's alright. Going back in here with the Azumarill. I don't really remember how this one plays out. They let it go down, and they're going to be going Shiftry. Oh, yeah, this. There was lag. There was so much lag. I couldn't switch. It was so frustrating. I was like forced to just use my Ice Beam. Like, I was stuck there. So they're switching into Raichu right as I switch. And we're going to be shielding this up because at this point, what we can do is finish the Raichu with Fire Fangs. And then we're going to be so vamped up on the Fire Fang, we're going to be able to just rip and tear through the Shiftry. And it's game over. Like a couple Fire Fangs and that thing is just going to drop. Let's see. Alright, so we are going to be going for Power Punch, vamping it up even more. Doing a ton of damage. We have 1 shield left. We're going to be shielding this up. And Fire Fang is going to take the win there. Looking good. Alright, so let's see what we have for the next battle. We're starting it off, and we have a Mew. Don't like that. Always worried that there's going to be an overheat on it. So we're making a switch into Azumarill. And they're going into Registeel. I don't mind this at all. Having Hydro Pump gives us plenty of protection and coverage up against those steel types. Taking a Flash Cannon, no problem. Alright, so I think I'd go for the Ice Beam, trying to bait him out here. And we get that shield, which is great. We're going to be tanking this. And let's see if we're going to be able to get to another Ice Beam. Oh yeah, we're able to get to it. Are they going to use another shield? They let it go, but they're able to finish this off with Lock On, so they have a bunch of energy. We're going to be going in here with Hypno and letting this go through. It's a Focus Blast, so great, resisting it. And we still have 2 shields here. They're going to be going back in with Mew. We're going to let this, or we protect. It's Psyshock, not very effective. They have Shadow Claw, which is super effective, though. Going for another Psyshock, so letting it go through. They switch into Azumarill, and since we didn't use any of our charge moves for the Mew, we have a bunch of energy to handle this Azumarill with the Thunder Punch at this point. And we're looking good. They do decide to use their last shield here, and I think I use my shield too, because I definitely want to win this with my Hypno. We're able to get to another Thunder Punch. After this, I want to make an immediate switch. Go in with the Mawile and finish it off with Power Punch. And then Mew will enter back in, and I'm just going to finish it off with Fire Fangs and take the win. Great. So I had Psyshock, not too sure if they had another move. We're met with a Skarmory, love it. Getting ready for that switch, they're deciding to stay in here. I could have went for Power Punch sooner to do more damage with the Fire Fang, but I was getting ready for a potential switch and wanted that energy. They're going to be going into Azumarill. We're going to switch right into our Hypno with that Thunder Punch. A very common theme that we're seeing here. And this is a very nice team that I'm running for this specific situation. We're going to go ahead and obviously go for the Thunder Punch. And what do they have in the back? That is the question, folks. Hypno is putting in a ton of work. I love Superior. I want to continue to use it. It's just I find myself in a lot of situations where the safe swap for Hypno over Superior is much better. If they swap into Skarmory, well, Superior is doomed. If they swap into Altaria, doomed again. Or this one, a little Marowak, doomed. Superior just can't handle a lot of that. Although its tech does give it good usability for some of those situations. And I just found Hypno to be so amazing for the replacement here. So they did switch. We go ahead and go for Ice Beam. We're, shieldless at this point. They're shieldless at this point. I still have 3 Pokemon. They're going in with their Alola Marowak. This is going to potentially take us out, unfortunately. We had so much energy, and now we have nothing to combat that thing. And it's not looking good at all, folks. So, yeah, I just try to... it's game over. I try to, I don't know, play off something that I could potentially win here, but it's a no-go, unfortunately. And this is a case where having Shadow Ball would have been nice, but hey, can't have it all. You can't have it all. Moving on to our next battle. And we're starting... oh man, this is not good again. So switching into Hypno, and they're going to be going into Vigoroth. So we're just going to go Ice Punch all the way here. The counters are resisted, which is nice, but they're still doing a lot of damage. And then Body Slam is extremely spammy. Vigoroth is a actual pretty good pick for the Go Battle League Great League, as a matter of fact, because of that spamability, with counter being such probably the best quick move. So all we can do at this point is kind of play out different scenarios as to what they could potentially have in the back and what I need to play out right now. I decide to shield this up, thinking that I'm going to be able to feint down with confusions and have energy for whatever they do bring in, more than likely a Alola Marowak that we did see in the beginning here. It is going to be a Jigglypuff, and we had so much energy and we did not get it off. Wow. Ooh, that was such a waste. So we switch into our Azumarill here. That was nice. They're locked. We're locked. This is good for us. This is very good for us. So the bubbles are going to be doing super effective. Ice Beam's not very effective, but it's still going to chip away, getting it even closer to that red marker for us to feint down with potential bubbles. We have no more shields, and we are able to get to an Ice Beam. This is going to KO potentially, and it does. They go in with their Wigglytuff, and unfortunately they're able to farm at this point. So they have a bunch of energy ready to go. And this is where I ran into the lag, I think. Yep. Not able to hit my charge move in a minute. Let's see. And I can't attack. Look at this. What is that? I could have potentially won that, but I took a loss because of the lag. Whatever. Moving on to the next one. We are met with a Lanturn. Not good for us, so we're going to be making a switch into Hypno here. Let's see if they decide to stay. And they're swapping into another Vigoroth. I feel like there's something in the algorithm, folks. It's too big of a coincidence. Not too many people run this, and to have them back-to-back, very curious, just to say the least. Anyways, at least we know the sort of scenario and how this plays out with our Hypno, with prior practice from the last battle. So I guess that's a plus. And we're going to be shielding it up. And going for that Thunder Punch. It's a little bit too far out of range for a farm down. I'm going to have to use another shield, so I decided to just use it there. They go in with the Lanturn. They're experiencing some lag here. Alright, everybody's just getting lag. Everybody's lagging, right? And now they're able to continue to attack. And it's a Thunderbolt. And we're just going to be going for Thunder Punch again, because we do not want our Azumarill to see that, and we're able to farm down, and in comes a Noctowl, and we're just going to be going for Ice Punch. Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to be switching into Mawile, just because we'll be able to resist that Sky Attack there, right? And this is going to be neutral damage, because Noctowl is going to be both Flying and Normal type, and the Fire Fang is just getting vamped up, and they're able to get to another Sky Attack. Noctowl, a very amazing pick as well. And then we're able to take it down. In comes the Lanturn here, and they're going to be getting off a charge move, but we still have a full Azumarill, but they did lag, so there's that to take note of as well. Alright, so moving it on to the next battle, and like I said, I don't, sometimes I stop attacking. We have a great lead here when people are lagging, but you never know if they're still actually accumulating damage because the server is so unstable. So that could be the case sometimes. As say you try to be courteous and you don't see them attacking, all of a sudden your health is half gone because they were attacking, you just couldn't see it, and also they were gaining energy. That's why I just keep attacking. You can't trust it at this point. This is ranked. We can't. I understand being courteous, but you know, not in a Niantic server, I guess. Not that I'm not condoning being courteous, but you understand the position here. So we're met with a Deoxys. This, another situation having Shadow Ball would have been fantastic, but we don't. But that's okay. They do use a shield, so at least we get a shield out of them. We're actually able to get to another Thunder Punch. It's not going to do much, but any damage is better than no damage. And they're going to be able to preserve that Deoxys with energy and take us out with lock-ons. Very nice. But we're just going to be going back in here with Mawile. You know what it is. Mawile to the rescue. And we're able to take them out before they can get a charge move off. In comes the Deoxys with loaded energy, expecting a Rock Slide, but it's a Thunderbolt. That almost finishes. Oh, no, double KO. What is it going to be? Oh, man. I have a shield, and I'm going to be able to win this. Togekiss's charm is going to hurt quite a bit. Take us down. A little bit of lag. Got really nervous there. But we were able to win that, so good game. We are going to be approaching the last few battles. So we're met with a Shiftry. I love this lead. Almost as much as Registeel. But Registeel is a little bit more satisfying, because it is so overused. Alright, so they're switching into Azumarill. Hypno to the rescue. Hypno, let's go. Alright, love this thing. This team is really fun to use too. I pulled off really well today. The worst I did was 3 out of 5. The best I did was 4 out of 5, potentially 5 out of 5, but I made a bad switch at the beginning. Anyways, so we're shielding this up. We want to win this out. We have no more shields though, so I don't know. They let it go through. They have a shield left. This is going to potentially take us out. It does. And now it's pretty low. So what we can do is just go with our Azumarill and just kind of farm down. They make a switch into Shiftry. We're going immediately to our Mawile and Power Up Punch. They're going to have to shield. No, they don't. They let it go through. In comes the Azumarill, and this is going to take them out if they don't switch. And I know there's a bunch of energy, so they decide to use it because they don't want to waste all that energy there. And it's an Ice Beam. We're able to take that fairly well. Let's see, what do they have in the back? It's a Frostlass. Okay, so Fire Fang to the rescue. Again, I love Mawile. Anybody who says that this thing can't hang don't know the game. This thing can hang, and it will hang. Mawile, let's go. Alright, so we're going to be going for just this charge move. Not necessary. Doesn't matter what they hit us with at that point. With the Azumarill at full health, we can just do it. Now, this guy's on my friends list. Shout out to you, my man. This is the last battle here. So we had a good lead, and we're going to be making a switch into Hypno. Made a few mistakes. Let's see how this plays out, though. And I do get my friend points after this battle, as a matter of fact, which is pretty awesome when that happens. So they hit us with a Hydro Pump. We shield it. Good call. We're gaining a little bit more energy, kind of to like trick them up. Maybe they decide to use a shield, and we have another one ready to go. We know that that's not going to take us out, or a Hydro Pump, but it is a Hydro Pump. I couldn't believe it. Oh my goodness. So at least we're low, and we're able to take them out and win. And they're not going to be able to farm us. So, I mean, that's still okay. They're going back in with Garvantula. We're going to be going with our Mawile here. And I want to shield this up because Discharge hurts. Discharge definitely hurts. So we're going to be going Power Punch, vamp up that Fire Fang. They're going to be making a switch into Registeel. I go into my Azumarill here. They already get to a Flash Cannon. Oh my gosh, this Registeel is getting on my nerves. That's why I love Mawile so much. So we're going to try to get a shield here. They let it go through. That was it. That was it right there. I needed to get a Hydro Pump off. But, let's see if I can get this through, though. The Mawile is our only hope at this point, which is going to be super effective to both of them. They're switching into Garvantula. We tried to make a switch, but we couldn't because they took us out so quick. We're going to be going in there, taking them out, and they go back into the Registeel with energy. Well played, sir. Thank you for watching, trainers. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll be keeping you up to date on everything Pokemon Go. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.